Hey everybody, Lloyd Fernandez here with another video. If you're a subscriber and you're watching another one of my videos, thank you, appreciate you. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. Thanks for joining into the channel. Subscribe, make sure you subscribe. Keep up with the content. I do a lot of videos and a lot of content. So this video, real quick, just want to get right into the video because I want you to keep watching. So this video is about cold calling. This is mainly geared towards real estate agents, whether you're new or not. Cold calling for sale by owners. So I get a lot of questions about, I get a lot of questions about door knocking a lot, but I also get some questions about cold calling and for sale by owners. So just wanted to do this quick video to give you a little bit of tips and a little bit of advice on that. So first things first, people want to know, where do you get the numbers? Where do you go to get the for sale by owner number? Well, it's easy. It's not really that hard. You don't have to complicate things. Just go to Zillow. For sale by owners love to put their homes on Zillow, thinking that it's gonna sell their home. And nothing against for sale by owners with that, you know, trying to do it on their own. But if you're a real estate agent, if you've been in the business for a while, you know that I want to say 90 to 95% of the calls they're gonna receive are from real estate agents or from people that aren't qualified, haven't been pre-qualified to purchase the home, and probably can't qualify, or can qualify but might not be able to qualify for that amount that they're looking for, and probably not the home itself. The for sale by owner is probably not priced the home right, but that's something different. So this video is not about that. I already made a video about for sale by owners, but this video is for real estate agents looking for numbers to cold call and how to go about it. So yes, on Zillow you can find plenty of numbers, and you can do so much on Zillow. You could draw a circle around the area you want and just pull out just the for sale by owners. There's also what are those software you could buy, like the Vulcan 7 and Red Eye, and just a bunch of different products and software out there that can help you pull numbers, and you don't have to do it yourself manually. And then you can get $1 and just call, and a lot of people do that, and it's great. I personally don't do that right now, but I am moving into this. We're just in January, but I plan on getting a hold of that real soon. Probably make my life a lot easier, as I do cold call and I do door knock. So yes, so Zillow, guys. So if you're new and you don't have money to spend on the software, any of that software stuff to get you the numbers, you can go right on Zillow. You can pull the numbers. Like I said, you can circle the area, makes it really simple. And then, yeah, you're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. You're probably going to have to get a pen, paper, and start writing it down, which is what I did. I still do. And it works. I mean, I've got plenty of listings from calling for sale by owners, to be honest. So, yeah, it works. And I plan to get more advanced, and it's probably in your best interest to get one of those softwares, because it saves you time, where you could put your time more on calling and more in other things than pulling the numbers and writing it down and all of that. But anyway, so when you get these numbers on Zillow, you know, you got your list of numbers for sale by owners, you're ready to call. Best way to go about it, when you're making the call, the first thing I want to put out there, now you can do what you want. You can do whatever you want, right? This is just advice, right? So I'm just trying to help you guys out. This would be my advice. Don't lie to them saying you have a buyer and I want to go take a look at the home for my buyer that I do have that's interested in your home. Come on, man. Come on. Stop the lying, guys. There's no reason to do that. I mean, you just look bad. And if you do grab a couple for sale by owners in that way, I doubt you're gonna grab a lot. And two, you're kind of a piece of shit. I mean, you're just gonna keep it real. You know, keep it real on my channel. You're kind of a piece of shit. So if you don't have a buyer, don't lie to nobody. I mean, reputation is everything when you're running a business, and I've learned that running mines. And giving great customer service and being honest, whether I made a mistake, whether, you know, whatever the case may be, being 100% honest, people appreciate it and it goes a long way, and they will recommend you. And that recommendation, obviously your hustle and going out there and getting business, but along with the business that you do, you do complete, you want that to go, you want that to go as good as possible, of course, but nobody's perfect. But you also want to come across as trustworthy as possible and as honest as possible, because then your name, that reputation, they will give to somebody else and that will grow. And you're still hustling over here. You're still cold calling, door knocking, or whatever you do to get business, social media, whatever. But you need both. Every time you get an opportunity over here with this hustle, this door knock, the cold call, social media, when you get one to say, yes, I'm gonna give you a shot, you want to make sure you come across trustworthy, professional, and you know your stuff. Granted, nobody's perfect. I'm not saying perfect, but you want to make sure you hit those 3 things. That way they can refer you. And then you keep pulling people from the hustle, and you keep incorporating and installing that you're professional, trustworthy, and you know your stuff. And you're going to just keep juggling the 2, and your business is going to grow and grow. So when you're calling these for sale by owner, these are potential clients of yours. This is potential listings. You don't want to start that relationship with a lie, right? And even if you come across and you're like, oh man, I could play it up real good, they will never know I was lying. Nah, man, that energy you putting out there into that is just, it's wrong. And everybody has their own personal way of living. I do videos on mindset and things like that, and I strongly believe, putting that energy out there to somebody that lie, and me knowing it inside and putting that energy and pretending, it's just doesn't go well. It won't end up well. I mean, maybe it will, but that's not the energy I'm trying to put out just to the world, and definitely not to any of my clients or my business. I don't want anybody coming back at any moment saying, that guy lied to me. That is not something I want. Or somebody telling somebody else that, well, he lied to me. We got, as real estate agents, they have a stigma of being salesmen, period. Just have a bad reputation of trying to sell people and scumbags and, just out for the dollar. You don't want to fit that category. You want to separate yourself from that. That way you build that trust, and they say, no, he's different. I know this guy. I worked with him. He's honest. He's trustworthy. He's professional. He knows his stuff. This is the guy you want to use when you're trying to sell a home or buy a home. So, kind of went on a rant there. Sorry, guys, but I'm really passionate about that. You don't want to lie. Don't say you have a buyer if you don't have a buyer. There was a line I used. I wasn't lying. I would tell them I don't have a buyer now, but I do work with a lot of buyers. Could I come check out the home and put you on a list that I show potential clients that aren't finding anything on the MLS, and I show them for sale by owners as an alternative method. Now, I used to do that. I don't use that anymore, even though I wasn't lying and I was really doing that. But what I was doing with that was I was encouraging for sale by owners to keep being for sale by owners and not listing, by saying, by saying to them, I have a list that I'm going to show buyers. That way you don't have to list. I mean, that's the translation they get. So I stopped using that line when I call for sale by owners and saying, let me come take a look at the home and have a list. And then when I got there, I was trying to list it. And I wasn't lying, because I really did have a list, and I would really show it to buyers that couldn't find anything on the MLS. But still, I was encouraging their method, which was for sale by owner. And I don't want to encourage that, because one, I'm in the business of selling homes, so I need them to want to use agents. And two, it's honestly in their best interest, because they don't know what they're doing. They really don't know what they're doing. They do need your help. They're just being stubborn, and they're just worried about saving some money, which at the end of the day, they don't end up saving, which I made a video about all of that for sale by owners. So if you want to see it, go check it out. It's in my list of videos. But yeah, so they don't end up saving. They end up wasting more money and time and all of that, but whatever. So again, you don't want to lie. So I don't use that line anymore. Now, I definitely use a script. I've been cold calling for, a long time now. So I don't need a script, but I do the script. I work with a lot of buyers in the area. Just wanted to know how long you're thinking about how long you're going to go with before you list with a strong agent to sell your home, things of that nature, and ask them if they're moving, if they currently live in a home. And then what I do is I say, I don't bullshit them. I just tell them straight up, I have a conversation. I try to, be as honest as possible. And I say, hey, can we sit down and just talk about, the numbers here, how we could get you what you want, and we could get it sold for you. Can we just have a conversation? It doesn't hurt to have a conversation. Let's sit down, run the numbers, how much it will be to sell it, to list it, and you tell me how much you're trying to net, and let's see if we can work it out. If we can't work it out, that's fine. We'll shake hands and we'll go our separate ways. But what does it hurt? Right now, you've been trying to sell your home for whatever amount of time. Let's say 3 weeks, a month, 2 months. This conversation isn't gonna hurt, even if it doesn't work out. What do you got to lose? You haven't sold it yet. Usually it works, guys. I mean, I'm not saying it works every single time, and there's a lot of factors that go into it, but it does work. I mean, it's better than bullshitting. I also say, I know you got a lot of agents calling you, and because they usually say, oh, I'm only working with agents unless they have a buyer. So that you're gonna get that. Like, if you're not prepared for that objection and you're thinking about cold calling for sale by owners, boy, you better practice that objection. Because the two biggest objections I get with cold calling for sale by owners is, one, I'm not working with an agent unless they have a buyer, and two, I have a real estate agent that's a friend, family member, or blasey that I'm going to use if I do list. Those two objections, if you're going to study any objections, those two objections are the two that you better study, because or come up with with some answers and good replies, and how to turn that conversation into a positive one, because you're going to constantly get those two objections. Okay, me personally, when they tell me they're only working with buyers, only working with realtors that are bringing the buyers, I say, oh, well, that's great. And I keep the conversation flowing. I ask them a couple more questions like, oh, okay, so, so you're working with buyers that are, you're working with agents that are willing to bring buyers. How much are you willing to pay the commission? They'll tell me. I'll keep them talking. And I'll say, oh, great. And I'll change the subject. Hey, is there anything you've done to the home or whatever, and then I'll try to veer off to something different, and then veer back to, hey, let's sit down, let's have a conversation, blasey. Now, because the key to for sale by owners is consistency. You might not get them the first time or the second time or the third time, but you might get them the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th time. You got to keep calling back. You might get them the first time, though. I've got them the first time. I've got them the 5th time. I've got them the 6th time. I've got them the 10th time. You keep calling. You keep calling, guys. And you work on those objections. If they say they got a real estate agent that's a family member, you say, oh, great. Don't you so you have a friend that's a real estate agent? Oh, that's awesome. So hey, maybe we could work together to help you sell your home. Can we have a conversation? Can I come sit? Can we sit and talk about the numbers and how we could get this done for you? Or you could say, hey, oh, that's great. Have you thought about getting more than one opinion about, pricing and what they can offer to sell your home? There's a bunch of different objections handling that you could use for that objection. But again, don't lie. Don't say you got a buyer when you don't, because you don't know how many for sale by owners, and I call a lot, tell me, agents always telling me they got a buyer but don't have a buyer, always bullshit. And then they give that bad name to all of us. So I immediately, once I start the conversation, ask their name. I let them know what I'm a real estate agent calling about the home. I work with a lot of buyers and sellers, and I'm wondering when they planning on listing with a strong agent to sell the home, how long they're going to go before they think about hiring an agent. And I go right into, I don't have a buyer, from the beginning. I don't have a buyer. I'm just looking for, some information on the home, and to, ask you a couple questions. And then I just go right in. I use a script, but I also keep it honest and I keep it real. I don't pretend, and it works out for me. And I appreciate that. Not everybody's going to list. And if you think, oh, I could have got that person if I would have lied. Maybe you could have. Maybe. I doubt it, but maybe you could have. But if you keep consistently calling, and if you have, let's say they have 10 other agents calling them, and you're the only one that's coming off honest and real, and you keep up with them, when they're going to choose an agent, they're more than likely going to choose you. Now, they might interview more, but they already have, when they get to you, they already have that good feeling in them about you. versus the other ones, because they know you were the one that was honest. You were keeping it, you was keeping it real with them, and they felt it. And they're gonna have a special place for you, and they're gonna be rooting for you. It's happened to me. I know. So that's my tips for you, guys, for cold calling for sober owners. If you have any questions, want to comment at the bottom. Please let me know you're watching. Let me know if you want me to answer any questions. I'm more than happy to. Keep watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you doing? You need to subscribe to keep getting more content. I make videos on real estate, obviously, for real estate agents, entrepreneurs, salespeople in general. I make videos on workout tips. I make videos on life tips, kind of like mindset and all of that. And I make videos also for people looking to buy or sell a home, tips with that also. So make sure you subscribe, like the video. If you like it, give me the thumbs up, and keep watching for more content. I'm a local real estate agent in York, Lancaster, Harrisburg, Adams County, and Hanover area in Pennsylvania. If you know anybody looking to buy or sell a home, send them my way, and I'll be more than happy to help them, give them excellent customer service. And if they're not in my area here in Pennsylvania, I could refer them to another agent that also gives great customer service and can help them in the area that they're looking. All right, guys, so don't forget, subscribe, like, and comment. I wish you luck, I wish you success, and I wish you good health. Bye-bye, guys.